Hello, my name's Mark. Yeah. I'm not that late, but the Switch 2 exclusive or just the people who work in, in Nintendo explained that Switch 2 exclusive Mario Kart will justify its $80 price tag. Nintendo insists in first comments addressing cost controversy. So basically, the people of Nintendo spoke. This written by Wesley Yimpo. Shout out to IGN. Nintendo has insisted Mario Kart World justify its shock $80 price tag in response to controversy over the $10 hike for some Switch 2 games. Last week, Nintendo Direct revealed the Switch 2 and launch title Mario Kart World, but it was not until after the showcase ended that the price for both products was confirmed. The Switch 2 out June 5th currently costs $549 or just $450. Although Trump's tariff, which have already delayed pre-orders in the US, may cause Nintendo to hike the price. The real shock, though, is that Mario Kart World costs $80, $10 higher than the most expensive Nintendo published game on Switch, Tears of the Kingdom. Now, let's talk about the pricing. Games like this, yes, they could reach $100, but they need to look at their catalog, not just their catalog, but their own game to make sure why you justify $100 or $90, $80 pricing tag. With the Zelda game, especially Tears of the Kingdom, I understand why it's $70. It's like it's most creative and then most open world, but most put in effort that Nintendo put. Just say this is our exclusive, one of the best exclusive that we had, and then this world is expansive, and then we put a lot of effort into the gameplays and everything, and I could understand that. But you need to look at the game itself to realize that the game cannot run for 60. They can only run the game for 30 FPS, which is should deduct the $10 point there, because how your system cannot handle this. The game still runs, don't get me wrong, but you cannot justify the game for just no matter how expensive the gameplay put, just they put everything to the game. You cannot If you cannot run the game above 30, it should be 60, in my humble opinion. The game, like, maybe if you ask me which game should be $80, because how everything was right, no bugs, no glitches, everything runs smoothly, the gameplay was magic, and everything almost perfect. Baldur's Gate 3, I wouldn't mind if I paid $80 if the game was that expansive, really long, and then everything went perfectly, no microtransaction put on it, and everything was just run smoothly. I wouldn't mind, but the game itself is $60. If that game was $40, oh my god, you should be ashamed, AAA gaming. For the industry itself, it just should be a shame. If that game came out for $40, the asking for price is $40. The AAA industries should get cooked. They're gonna get cooked, not should get cooked. They're gonna get cooked. But again, going back to Tears of Kingdom, the game was amazing, and I think if if they put this on Switch 2, it would be amazing. With only no upgrade, they should update it a little bit, but it sucks that you have to upgrade it to get that 60 FPS, and you have to pay like $10 or something like that, if I remember correctly. They should at least have a balls and said, I know it's for 450. We're gonna give you upgrade if you already have this game, like the game that cannot run at 60. You're gonna get that for free. Then at least people, at least they have put that on mind and said, hey, I still have my my catalog. I could put it on the Switch too, and then run the game runs smoothly. They upscale everything. I wouldn't mind get that. But I'm going to talk about another game that they're going to launch, or just everything surrounding it, especially the physical stuff, uh, the game key and stuff. I'm gonna talk about it later. I already talked about it, how I don't like it, but uh, it's worth pointing out that Nintendo is bundling Mario Kart World with Nintendo Switch 2 for $500, $499, cutting the cost of the game by a huge $30 in the process. However, Nintendo has indicated this bundle is a limited time offer, and it remains to be seen if the bundle holds at 500, given the uncertainty surrounding the tariff situation and Nintendo's pre-order delay in the US. This like kind of, to me, ridiculous. You put this bundling 500 and then you cut 30%. Mario Kart is a good game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I don't. Even though I don't play the game, but I saw the gameplay. I kind of interested in it because I think there's already a lot of meme about that. The Luigi look, the stare, the Luigi stare, and then the game destroying a lot of good relationship between friends. I understand that, but 80 or 90 doesn't mean jack shit. If I'm being honest, it's too expensive. I know you put a lot of effort, but if you said that this Mario Kart World will be our last, or just this like most expansive, more broader, and then we put a ton of map for Mario Kart 1 to 9 or 8, if I remember getting the Mario Kart 8 Ultimate or Mario Kart 9 Ultimate. Basically, this like our world. This our final game for Mario Kart for now, at least. But at least it combined the whole game from the first to now. Then I will be say less. You could get put it on $80, but if you just put this like this more expansive, this more broader, it's open world. I'm going to have like a doubt and being skeptical about this kind of game. But again, I hope they keep it 500. But with the tariff one, I understand why they have to going back to drawing room and then redraw everything from, not from the scratch, but from the middle part. But Mario Kart World isn't the only Nintendo Switch 2 game that cost $80. Some Switch 2 edition announced in the Nintendo Direct also cost $80. Kirby: The Forgotten Land, this Nintendo Switch edition, this like the upgraded version. If you don't if you don't own the original one, you can buy this game again, but for the Switch 2 edition. Star Cross World, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Switch 2 edition, plus Jamboree TV, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And kind of sucks that for the Donkey Kong fan, your game is only $70. But I don't know if they're going to clarify this, but let's read more. These Nintendo Switch 2 games improve upon their original Switch version in various ways. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom, for example, gain additional support for the Zelda Note service in the Nintendo Switch app that provides game help. They also have achievements on Switch 2. Uh, I heard some couple of rumors, or just some people on YouTube that said some games will not have achievement, but I don't know. And then the Joy-Con don't have that whole drift effect, where make sure that the joystick didn't drift apart, or just the joystick drift, but they don't have it. So I don't understand why you put that price for 450. And then I need to do after before this I should do research about how long the Switch One got joystick drift. How long they could take that, like the original, then broke, and then if you use it for how long a year or 6 months. I don't know, but hopefully they test this because I'm still skeptical about the situation, a Joy-Con situation, about how long are they testing it for, like a year or month. Are they going to be good or not at launch? How hopefully they just, when I played it or just people played it for like a 3 months, they still have a good Joy-Con button, or whatever it is, the joystick drift. Hopefully they don't have it at launch. IGN has plenty of reaction. Nintendo jump to $80 for the Switch 2 generation, including from analysts who have helped us understand this has happened. But what does Nintendo have to do say about it? Oh yeah, Vice President Product and Player Experience Bill Trinan at a recent Switch 2 preview event in New York to ask about Nintendo's pricing strategy. Well, to find out, we need to point out our interview with Trinan was conducted on April 3rd, 2025, prior to Nintendo's announcement about delaying Switch 2 pre-orders uh, due to potential impact of tariffs. In his response, Trinity insisted Mario Kart World justified its price tag and pointed to the upcoming dedicated Mario Kart World Nintendo Direct where fans will learn about the game and what it has to offer. I would say it's less about the strategy of pricing Mario Kart World. It's more just whenever we look at given name, we just look at what is the experience and what's the content and what's the value transcend. Mario Kart World, I think, especially as you see from Nintendo Direct, not to give you any hints of or anything, but I did read your article this morning, and I think you had mentioned that you didn't find a lot of to discover when you're roaming around. So I would say tune into our Mario Kart Direct to see what maybe you'll be able to find out about that. But honestly, this is a game that is so big and so fast, and you will find so many little things in it to discover. And there are still some other secrets remaining that I think as people end up buying and playing the game, they are going to find this to be probably the richest Mario Kart experience they've ever had. Now, the richest part. Oh my god. Yes, I think people are going to buy it no matter what. If whether with bundle or just buy it separately. No doubt it's going to happen. I think because how Nintendo fans are really loyal, but they should have brain. They should have brain and heart to feel that this is wrong. But I don't know because how good propaganda that Nintendo made, I think they're going to buy it either way. But when I read this, I felt like they are flexing too much and then they're too prideful. And they said they're gonna buy it either way. And why said this is going to be $80? Because it's like vast, expensive, it's rich, full of content. But $80 seems to me again, it's so expensive, and then you just too braggadocious about this game that people are going to have doubt and skeptic. They're going to be skeptical about. Are you sure with everything surrounding the prices and everything, and then the tariffs? They're going to wonder why. And then how the games look. It's looking cool, but from just doing like going around and then have this eliminated round and then the basic and then the multiplayer and everything, I don't think that's enough for $80. I know it's going to be a lot of things, but if you had balls, if you had if you look back as your company as the family friendly, $40, you're going to sell billions of copies right away, like that. $40, even $60, people are going to buy this either way. But 80 people from who love this company is gonna have doubt. They're going uh have like not an idea, but just they're going to have to rethink everything. I don't agree with this statement basically about just about this big vast. I know it's big and vast because you not take your time, you build everything, you make a different kind of look about the game and everything. You add open world. If the game lets you get out the car and then explore the world, then yes, $80 seems right for GTA kind of Mario. But this is car game. This like Forza or the other card game that Microsoft or just Sony made, but with Mario character. Is it? Is it? I don't know. To me, it's just not worthy to be $80. Even though I know it's a Mario game, but it's not worthy for $80 for just card game. If you put implemented Mario can walk and then do a mission, you don't have to put card on the game. Just say Mario World. Then I understand. Put it $80 with you can put it play Mario Kart on the game and then you can play Mario or other character exploring the world. Then oh my god, I will be so amazed. But this is just a card game. You're missing just racing, racing to the world. Friendship's going to burn. It's going to happen. And then the elimination mode. Yes, that's cool. Like Fall Guys type of Fall Guys or any battle royale type of game. That's cool. But after that, what? People are going to get bored at some point. I know they're not going to get bored. Don't get me wrong. Still going to play it, but at certain point they're going to feel fatigue of the game. If they found everything, don't get me wrong, they're going to find everything at speed like that. A week. Give them a week. Finish. Everything is finished. They found everything. But I don't know. If they keep updated, yes. If they're going to keep updated, yeah, everything's going to be fine. But I'm still skeptic about the whole thing. For $80, I'm not that. I don't like it. We also asked Trinan about the $80 cost of some Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. But first of all, the $70 is 2K's fault. While there is $10 upgrade path for existing owner of these games on the Switch and the both Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition $70 and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition $80 are available as part of Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack and membership. Nintendo is not offering any sort of discount to newcomer. Come on, if you're newcomer and then they join Switch Online, they should have get like 10% off. They should have get that at least. But Trinan sensor here echoed his Mario Kart World response, pointing to the value Nintendo sees in its game. Well, again, what would I say that we just look at each individual game and we look at content and the value of that game, and then we say what is the right price for the value of this entertainment. He said. What I would probably counter to some that is that really what you're looking at is for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That's the physical price for somebody that has not bought the base game. For somebody who has bought Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, the upgrade packs for those are $10, which is ridiculous. And if you happen to be a Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack member, both of the Zelda upgrade packs are inclusive within that membership, so there's no additional charge for those. But I think overall our general approach is really to just focus on what's the content, what's the value, and what's appropriate price based on that. Another L statement, if I'm being honest. If we look at the individual game and look content and the value of the game, they should have again balls and said fuck Microsoft and fuck Sony. We have the best exclusive. We're not going to fall for that 70 and $80 bullshit. But they already break the curse and put $70, which is it is what it is. But if you put 80, the industry is gonna fall for the biggest company. Nintendo is one of the biggest. But it's kind of sad because if they have balls and then they have the value of like looking back and say we have family friendly value, we should put this game $40. For the Switch maybe 450. I understand for the upgrades and everything. It would be huge for the gaming industry, and Nintendo would probably get a not probably they will get a lot of customer because of what they're doing. They're probably losing money, but at least they have like people who respect the company more and more because of what they're doing. If they drop the price, maybe 40, 450 is the right price, uh, and then the game is $40. People will, people like me will blow like our minds gonna get blown by how have they have courage. But I still don't like what you're doing with people who love the game and then they got copyright strike and everything. It's still shitty from that. Don't get me wrong, but they respect it because how you stood your ground, even though with how shitty world is, the economy is shitty, and then the current president of the United States is really dumb at doing economics. But if you stood your ground, said $40. I know we're going to lose money, but we're going to be brave. People will clap Nintendo's proudly, standing on an ovation. $40 for game. They stood their ground for their exclusive. Oh my god, you will get a lot of money from this if people can buy or just buy this stuff. Don't get me wrong, but to me, I don't like this response, but I understand if he feel or he felt that this game should be $80, but to me it's just too expensive. And then for to me that this man is kind of an ignorant to the certain situation. Nintendo is an ignorant company who always uh, just bash a lot of fans, good faithful fans who praise and follow their leader, but the leader slapped the shit out of everybody here who follow and love the company dearly. But I understand because this company always play the slithering snake who prey on people's downfall. But it is what it is. Please don't trust any company. I'm a Sony fanboy, and I don't trust Sony because how they kind of ruin uh, PlayStation. Because like the PlayStation 5 didn't have backwards compatibility, and still I don't like it. After all this year, shout out to Xbox who still have backwards compatibility, even though it's not many, but still at least still have a good catalog. Fuck Sony. Fuck Sony. On God, I hate Sony from that because of that. But Nintendo, they're doing okay. Going back to like game key thing, still I don't like it. That game key thing. I know you can sell those kind of cartridge, but still you should put if you put $90. I want the data on there. I'm just plug in and then play it right away. I don't want to download it again. It's wasting my time. Plug and play. Is that hard to do? Like, it's pissing me off. But that's it. That's what I think about the whole Nintendo response. I think it's just a kind of ignorant. It felt like they are too powerful, and then people will bought it anyway. Too braggadocious, too flexy, too just ignorant. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.